Hey folks, welcome to the Dixie Kitchen. Tonight I'm going to be showing you how to make some panko crusted chicken with some cheddar cheese. What I've done is I've put about a 1/4 teaspoon of Creole, some black pepper, just salt, onion powder, and some garlic powder, and mix it up in this bowl. So, first I'm just going to season the chicken breast with this little mixture I've made up here. I'm going to do both sides. Season it pretty good. And what I did with this chicken breast is it was real thick, so I just went ahead and cut it in half lengthwise, so that way it cooked a little faster. It's 800 degrees here in Texas, so you don't want to keep your oven on too long. Okay, now that we've got them seasoned, I've got a 1/4 cup of Panko breadcrumbs and about a 1/2 cup of cheddar cheese. This is mild cheddar cheese, but you can use any cheese you want. Then I've melted 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to mix this in here. And if you don't want to use butter, that's okay. You don't have to. You can substitute that for olive oil. Basically what you want to do is just get these breadcrumbs a little moist. My husband likes it with butter, so that's what I use. Now in this, I've used plain breadcrumbs, so I'm going to add a little bit of this Italian seasoning. Probably about maybe a teaspoon, just to give it a little flavor, so those breadcrumbs don't just plain. You can get the flavored breadcrumbs if you want, but I always get the plain because I use them for other stuff. So I just season them as I need to. Okay, now that I've got this done, I'm going to put my chicken breast on my sheet. I've lined it with aluminum foil just because I don't want a big cleanup. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put my breadcrumbs onto my chicken. And you just want to cover them. Some people put sour cream, some people put mayonnaise. I sometimes put mayonnaise on here. Or something just to hold the breadcrumbs on there, but they'll do fine as long as they're moist. And you don't have to worry about covering the back side of this because you just want to get the front of your chicken breast covered and the sides. And just kind of get them to where they'll hold on there. This is a quick and easy recipe. You're only going to cook this for about 15 to 20 minutes. And it's really, really simple and quick, and it's one of my favorite dishes to cook, and my husband loves this. I love it because it's quick and easy. Okay, now that I've got my breadcrumb mixture on there, I'm gonna wash my hands. Go ahead and get rid of that. And this is how it should look. Now I've used this big pan here because I'm going to throw some vegetables on there. I chopped up some squash, some summer squash, and some green beans, and I'm just going to add those on here. I'm going to toss them in a little bit of oil and just season them a little bit with some salt and pepper, and I'm gonna put them on this sheet. And I'm waiting on my oven to heat up. So we're gonna cook this at 425 degrees, and like I said earlier, it takes about 15 to 20 minutes, but that time is going to depend on how thick your chicken breast is. So if your chicken breast is a little thicker, you might have to cook it a little longer. And you can check this with a thermometer, just a cooking thermometer, any kind will work, but you want to check it in the thickest part of the chicken to make sure that it's reached 165 degrees. And like I said, those times vary. And I'm going to go over the ingredients that I used again to season this. I just used some Creole, some black pepper, a little bit of salt, some onion powder, and some garlic powder. Now you don't have to use the same ingredients that I use, because this is totally versatile and it's to your taste. You don't have to use as much of something that I use. You can do it however you want. Our oven's ready. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to throw this in the oven, and I'm going to let it cook for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'm going to come back to y'all when it's done. Okay, so I've gotten my chicken out of the oven and my vegetables all done, and got my husband's plate ready. We're going to add a little bit of buttered bread to it because I didn't make any bread. So, and in the South, you got to have bread. So look how good that turned out. It's all crispy, and I did check the temperature with the thermometer to make sure that the chicken did reach 165 degrees, because you don't want to serve somebody chicken that's not thoroughly cooked and them get sick. That wouldn't be good. So this is our meal. So I want to go over the ingredients because I realized I went a little fast during the first part. So again, here is the Creole that I use, and I use 1/4 teaspoon of each one of these, and I just mix it together in a little mixing bowl. So 1/4 teaspoon of Creole, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, maybe a little less than 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of garlic. And I just mixed that together in my little bowl and sprinkled it on there. And like I said, you don't have to use the exact same ingredients that I use. You do it however you want to. As long as you get your breadcrumbs moist and get your cheese in there, it'll be fine. It'll crisp up just like this. And then with my vegetables, I just put them in a mixing bowl, and I just drizzled it with a little olive oil. And then my leftover seasoning that I had mixed up from my chicken, I went ahead and put that on my vegetables. And I just threw them on the same pan with my chicken and put them in the oven at 425 degrees, and it took my chicken about 20 minutes to get done, to get to this crispiness. So like I said earlier, it's going to depend on how thick your chicken breast is how long it will take. Just make sure that you check your temperatures and you'll be good. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you'll come back for another video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.